Welcome to the Risk Taker Podcast. I'm your host, Hebens, man. How you guys feeling today? I hope you guys feeling amazing, having an amazing week, having an amazing weekend, man. Listen, each day that God give you, go out there, bless somebody with your gift, with your skill, man. I have my beautiful wife with me, my co-host with me, my wife, my partner. Man, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good?
Yes, I'm feeling good for our Pillow Talk to Profit series.
Here we go,
Feeling
man.
excited.
Yep.
Always good to be back.
Yep. So we changing the episode a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. No? A little bit, man. But yeah, let's get into this episode, man.
Welcome to the Risk Taker Podcast, made for those who've taken the leap and those who are ready to bet on themselves and chase their dreams.
I'm going to read something to you, right? And from there, we're going to go and build on it, right?
Okay.
Some couples build a business because they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Other builds one because life left them no choice. Either way, you could turn pressure into purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What that remind you of?
It remind me of us.
Of us, yeah. Because we had no choice.
We had no choice but to build a business.
Build a business,
yeah,
right?
we had no choice.
No, and when pressure came, we turned that pressure into purpose.
Yeah.
No, if we could, because we always say people might look at us like, yo, man, how did we get here?
Yeah.
What you guys had to do to get where we at now? No?
I feel like sometimes when you don't have a choice, right? That's when you work harder because you have like no other options.
Yep.
You know, like this has to work or it has to work.
Yep.
And so like a lot of the different excuses that we could have used, we didn't have time for those excuses. It was more like, okay, what's going to work? You know, how many times are we going to fail? What I always say, digging for gold. Like you're always digging and digging and digging, and sooner or later you're going to hit something.
Yep.
And that's how it is. Because when, like how you said in the beginning, because there's some couples out there who, you know, they're business minded. They're like, you know, we're going to start this, we're going to do this. And there's some other couples out there and they're like, yo, we don't have a choice. Regardless if you started it or if you don't have a choice, the fact that you are where you are right now in your business, it's a huge step. It's a huge thing.
Yeah. And don't panic. Like don't panic.
Don't panic.
Don't panic. Plan, because when you go into that panic mode, man, you're gonna mess up the plan. So plan together.
Plan together.
Right?
But in all honesty, though, like the people already know this. You know, I was the panicker. You know, because there's always going to be the risk taker. I feel like in any relationship, there's going to be a risk taker and there's going to be a planner.
Yep.
You know, and like it's obvious that you're the risk taker.
Yes.
You know, in this relationship.
Yeah.
I panicked, but it wasn't more like panic, like, no, let's do it. It was more panic of like, yo, what's going to happen? You know, like, is this going to work? But like how you said, just having that communication and talking and saying, okay, both of us in this together and saying, I know that you may be worried or you may have some doubts. The fact that you did not just be like, oh, no, right now we don't have time for doubts and stuff like that, but just being patient with me.
Yeah.
And, you know, saying, hey, and sometimes when I need reassurance, you know, you reassured me with different things and stuff like that. So it's an emotion. I feel like it's okay to panic, but don't stay in that panic of, oh, now I'm frozen. I can't move.
That's true. That's true. And create, like, let's say, like with you and I, when I first came to you with the vision, right? With the vision, I already know, like I already had the mindset that it's gonna, this, like you always say, this has to work.
It has to work.
It has to work. We both can't go into the panic.
Yeah, you both can't be panicking.
No, we can't be panicking. So one, gotta have a mindset. Yo, look, this is it. We had no choice of building this thing, building this business, right? Because for people that don't know, like where we was at, we're in a position where when we say we had no money, people had to understand, like, yo, we even put that in the book where we say, look, we was living off $100 of groceries.
Just for groceries. That was our budget for the month. Because that's all we had left from the paycheck.
From the paycheck. And the paycheck, I still, till this day, I have a picture of my last paycheck, man. I have a picture of it. And I actually have the picture. I have a picture and I have the check.
Yeah.
Just to show you how far. Sometimes you have to go back how far you
where you come from,
right? But I don't want people to look at it like, yo, your guys you're successful, but man, dang, we had no choice.
Hey fam, it's the Dynamic Duo,
and we got something special for you.
It's the collaboration that you have been waiting for. The Dynamic Duo plus OWIG Apparel.
We dropped the OWIG Experience swag bags, and it's crazy.
You're gonna get our book, Building from Scratch, the companion workbook, this luxurious risk taker hoodie, and an exclusive OWIG shirt.
It's not just stuff in a box. It's the mindset. It's that reminder that you built from scratch and still keep going.
And there is a special message from us inside, so make sure to scan the QR code.
And go to owigapparel.com and grab yours today.
The Dynamic Duo,
OWIG Apparel,
the collaboration you've
been waiting for.
We had no choice.
We had no choice of building this our business. No.
And even as you, like, sometimes you may know there's a bunch of things that we knew how to be employees and stuff like that, but there's a bunch of things that we didn't know as business owners too. And along the way we learned.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the downside of when you're a first generation business entrepreneur, because a lot of people gatekeep.
Yep.
They don't want to tell you things, and then you have to go through so many failures or so many things, and then you learn along the way.
Right.
And that's something that you're huge too, is like mentorship.
Yes.
In the beginning, we didn't have a mentor. We didn't even know who to go to. Like I can be like my dad, your mom, like like friends. We didn't have no mentors, and now we do, and now we're in a better position. And that's why we do all these different series and stuff like that too, because there's a lot of people like us that didn't know where we were going. And even as a couple too, like just having that communication of, like, how you saying, like, okay, not panic, but now let's have that conversation of right now, if you're starting off, it could just be the two of you right now.
Right now. Yep.
If you have a team, that's great. But right now it could just be the two of you guys, and saying, okay, understanding the roles of, who's going to be doing what, or working on the person's strength and their weakness and stuff like that.
Yeah. And have the plan, have it plain.
Have a plan. You got to have a plan.
Yeah. You can't just.
Don't wing it.
Don't jump.
Do not wing it.
Yeah. Don't jump just like that. Have a plan. Have a plan cause I always say that life is going to knock you, that life is going to test you.
Life's going to be life.
Now, the money's going to run out. Now, all these stuff, but if you already have a plan, you talk about it as a couple. We know where we at as a couple. We know what's going on inside our business, inside our financially. Like, we know all these things, right? We have let's say we have the problem. Now we got to create a solution for the problem. So we got to continue to call communication, to make this turn the pressure into purpose.
Yeah.
No. And whoever watch it as a couple, you have to find your purpose in this life here. If it's create a product, serving other people in the marketplace, whatever it is, you have to find that purpose. And sometimes to find that purpose, you have to try
new things.
You have to try new things.
You have
to try new things. That's the only way for you to do it. I don't mean you have to jump. You start a business, then you start another. Like, now, you gotta give whatever you're doing, give it at least a year.
Yeah.
To see if it's for you, if it's not for you.
Yeah.
No. Don't quit.
Don't quit.
Don't quit.
No. And then another thing too, don't Like, I know now we live in a social media era, right? Because, like, let's say you see somebody on social media and they're saying, oh, this is the way to do it. And this is the way to do it. And look, I'm doing all these different things, or I'm in these different industries. That may be them.
Yep.
But don't say, oh, I see this person's making a lot of money, or don't go, you go in business to make money. But if that's your main priority, like, yo, if I see John out there and John is selling t-shirts, and I have no passion for t-shirts, nothing about t-shirts, but I'm going to sell t-shirts too because John's saying he's making $100,000, which, by the way, John lying, on social media because he's selling t-shirts. So I'm going to go ahead and buy all these t-shirts and make it, and then I'm going to make no, it ain't going to work. Don't do it because you see somebody else doing it. Find something that you enjoy or something that you're good at, and then you craft that skill. That's what's going to make you stand apart. Crafting that skill and seeing what you're good at. Learn. Never stop learning.
Let's change it, because when we say craft your skill, right? Let's talk about a little bit when it comes to like branding your business. Let's like marketing, right? Like when it comes to you branding your business, like how do you, a person that say, you know what, we're gonna, as a couple, we're gonna make that jump, but how do we brand ourselves? How do we brand our business? How do you do that?
The one thing I always tell, right? Because that's one thing that we do with our branding is it's people will always remember how you make them feel, right? People always remember how you make them feel. And so when you're branding your business, you always have to have that experience behind it. How are you making that client? How are you making that person feel? For example, I went somewhere the other day, and as soon as I opened the door, the guy was like, oh, hi, Gertha, how are you? I'm like, how'd you know my name? And that left an impression on me because it made me feel some type of way. So when you have a product or a service, or even with the branding, you have to have that thing like, how do I want my brand to speak to my clients? Like if I was to give my brand a persona, a personality, what do I want people to feel like? Because people will buy from you versus the brand. You know what I'm saying? Like when people think about these luxurious brands like Gucci and all these things, they think of luxury. You know what I'm saying? And all they do is slap a little something on there and their little logo, but you feel like, okay, I feel like I'm that, I'm this. Or streetwear, when you wear Jordans, you feel like you can fly. Like all he did was slap something on a shoe, but it's the feeling that you have. Yep. So I think a lot of people, when it comes to their brand, they take that part of is the feeling of what do I want this person to feel, or what do I want this person to think every time they see our brand.
Yeah, so it's not about a logo, right?
It's not about a logo. The marketing, it's not about a logo. You can have all these nice picture things and stuff like that. It's not about the logo. And it's also like one thing that I cannot stand is like when somebody is talking about their business and all they talk about is their product and their service. Oh, our product can do this and our service can do this. And then like the whole time, but I'm like, I want to know about you. Why did you start? I want to know more about the person, because when I learn more about the person, then I'm going to be more interested in your product. I want to know more about you and relate more to you, because I'm going to do my research. I'm be like, oh, I didn't know so-and-so did that. Oh, let me go support them.
Yeah. I like that.
So business owners, like if somebody invites you on a podcast or different things, like we know what you do. We know you sell cars, we sell books. I'm not saying don't mention it, but don't let the whole conversation be about your product or your service. People want to know about you.
Yeah, your story, how you started.
How
you took the risk, like what you had to go through. Like this is what people are remember now. It's the story. Like if you look at the great companies now, you have Apple. Apple have a story. It's not just the logo.
Yeah.
They have a story. You look at Amazon, you look at all these great companies, there's a story
behind it
that relatable to, like for something that relatable to people.
Yeah. Even with like Bill Gates too, a lot of the stuff that it inspired so much entrepreneurs, because they have him. Remember that picture of wherever you go in business, you see him sitting in the garage.
Oh, it was Amazon.
Amazon. Exactly.
Jeff Bezos.
Exactly, because people can relate to that. Yeah. They're like, yo, if he started from a garage and built this empire, then I can start from somewhere and build something too,
So
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. So it's always the story, you know. And yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that because people always confusing like like how do I brand myself? Like yo, as a couple, how do we do it as a couple? Do we like and one thing we always say, show your authentic
Authentic self.
self, man, because that's what's gonna set you apart. Like who we are in this podcast you watching or you listen to, that's how we are in
That's how we are in
that's
real
how we are real life.
You know, it's not like you're
gonna get no this
turn the camera on and
no, you're gonna get
that's just how it is. And people like you for you.
you. No.
People like you for you. You'd be so surprised. You don't gotta be somebody else. You just gotta be you. And that's what's gonna make you stand out.
Listen now, yeah. And share the dream. Share the dream and put the work in. No? Cause that's what
you gotta do the work.
You gotta put the work in because like you said, we live in a social media area, like where everything is you put in the microwave, boom, like it in 2 minutes, like boom, it's
there.
It's there. No?
Don't taste good. It's fast, but it tastes good.
So you gotta as a couple, yeah, we share the dream, but now we gotta put the work in.
You gotta put the work in.
No? The work is where the magic happens. Taking action. Taking action in everything that you do. If you never take action, it's not gonna take an action. Step by step. Doesn't matter how big or small is if you take it, keep moving, take action. Switch stuff up. If this one doesn't work, switch it up.
Yeah.
No?
Because life is gonna throw you down.
Yeah.
Life is going to throw you down, and sometimes you have like this passion and you feel like everybody else is going to have that passion that you have. And no, people are going to tell you you're crazy. You know what I mean? You're going to go to the bank and they're going to laugh at you. You know, people are going to be like, ha ha. Like, it's not everybody's going to have the same passion as you. There's going to be days when it's not your fault. It's just the economy. Yep. The economy is bad.
Yep.
You know, it is. And it takes so much from you, but you got to keep going on. You got to keep going.
Yep.
You got to keep going. I always say, like, I didn't come this far to give up.
Yeah.
And then just keep going and putting that work in. Like keep everything, even if it's something big or something small, even if it's like I made a post today, you know, or I closed a big account today. Those things are still wins.
They're still wins, man. Like me and you, we always talk about the wins. Like sometimes like me, like I'm focused more like they're trying to get this account, trying to get this gig, trying to get but I don't realize what I had to go through to get there. And I gotta enjoy that process. You know how people say enjoy the process. You be like, man, come on, man. What you tell me enjoy the process, man? You're already successful already, man. You tell me to enjoy this process. I realize that, man, you gotta enjoy the process, man. Like sometimes if I'm calling a client or if I'm sending an email, if I'm connect with a different person, man, I'm generally enjoying that process, man. Like I like sometimes I'm just sitting either at my desk or I'm just thinking like, yo, I'm glad that I did that today. I'm glad that I did this today. I'm glad that I reached out to this person, or I'm glad that I went to this network event. I'm glad that I met this person, man. And it's like the process, not enjoying those process, man. You know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people tell you, man, I close on this big deal, or man, I close on this big brand deal, like it takes time, man. Now some people, man, like they have to shoot over, like especially for content creator, they have to go how many videos the person have to shoot or how many posts that the person have to post.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, it's the same thing. You have to go, people are going to tell you no's.
You get more no's. Get used to them no's. And I was one of those people too. Like, let me tell you something. I did not handle rejection well, you know, and I'll be afraid to reach out to people because in my mind, I'm like, they're going to say no. And I know if somebody tell me no, that I reject, it's going to take me a good 2 weeks to recover, you know, like being honest, like I do not handle rejection really well. And so, but it was something that I had to realize that, it comes with the territory.
Yes.
It comes with the job. People will tell you no. And when somebody says no means not now, but in my mind I was like, no means never.
Yeah. But even, do you remember when you had this crazy idea with the mobile office, right? With the
Yes.
mobile office,
Yes.
right? So what the process? How many people that tell you no?
So many people told me no. I remember I was speaking to this one banker, pitching the idea to him, and he was like, well, the money that you're asking for, because he was like, the idea that you have he basically told me it was a stupid idea.
Mm.
And he was like, you can use that idea to hire more people. But I'm like, but that's not what I want. That's not what I want. And then I talked to another banker, and she was like, whoa, that's an amazing idea. I mean, that's great. And then obviously that's the banker that we end up going with, because I'm telling you, people will tell you no. They will tell you you're stupid. That's not gonna work. Your business is not gonna happen. Like, nobody's gonna buy from you. Oh, you're afraid of social media. Nobody's gonna like your stuff. No, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, so I'm talking about somebody who was afraid of rejection. Now you tell me no, I'm like, all right, cool. And then, now we in a position where those same people coming back to us, and I get to say no.
Yeah.
I get to say no. So just do it. Like, who cares? Like,
do it. Yeah. And another thing, like when we was talking about branding, like whatever the idea that you have, right? When you put in the marketplace, the product does the service. When you put in the marketplace is gonna tell you, like if it's a good product, or do you have to change your product, or do you have to upgrade it? Is the marketplace is gonna tell you these things. Like, so you have to listen to also to the marketplace.
Yeah.
No, listen to the marketplace when you put out your product, your service out there. While we building this, right? Every decision that we make have to bring us closer, not further apart. Like, have to be closer.
It has to.
No, and that's how you build the business. The business help your marriage, right?
Because it can't tear you apart. It can tear you apart. It can.
Yeah.
Especially like sometimes when we have discussion, and then it's like, if you come with an idea or I come up with an idea, and then we starting to see that it's starting to build up. We're like, hold on, listen, I'm not. We're on the same team.
Yeah.
We're not working against,
you know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because I say I don't like the idea, or I'm tweaking the idea, or you're not understanding what I'm saying, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Mm-hmm. That's when you gotta take a breather and be like, we're on the same team. Because sometimes I be saying stuff and you be like, no, I don't like it. And I'm like, what you mean you don't like it? And I'm like, hold on. Let's see, because it's supposed to be bringing us together.
Not further apart.
Yeah.
What
so you mean, you're supposed to like all my ideas?
Yeah. No, like, and we gotta be honest with each other, like, because you might come with an idea. I'll be like, man, that's out. You gotta be. I think you gotta be honest. Gotta be honest and open. Because if we in this together as couple, as business partner, as friend, we a partner, not just in business, but also partner in life.
Yeah.
Right? We gotta be honest with each other.
Yeah.
No? Yeah, I'm not shooting down your idea. I'm your biggest cheerleader.
Yes.
But at the same time, we gotta be honest. Like, okay, I don't think it's a time. It might be not the time to put this idea out there in the marketplace. Some idea that you have, it might wait.
Yeah.
It might have to wait, but just be honest.
Be honest.
Be honest, man.
And remember, you're on the same team.
Yep.
Just remember that's the same thing. You're on the same team.
Yeah. That's what we have today. That's what we have for you today. Yeah. No. Any last word?
No.
Yeah. There you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. There you have it.
And don't forget too, you can join our Pillow Talk to Profit community. Just make sure go to our website, www.thedynamicduospeaks.com. Follow us on all social media platforms at Dynamic Duo Speaks, because we would love to know what you think. What are some things that are working out for you? Leave it in the comment. If you're a couple in business, working together, not together, we want to know.
There you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you guys in the next episode.
You've been listening to the Risk Taker Podcast, created for those who bet on themselves and build beyond limits. Make sure to follow us at Risk Taker Podcast, leave a review, and let us know how this episode inspired you. To get in touch, email teams at owigmultimedia.com. Until next time, keep taking the risk and keep chasing your dreams.